Today we will check what is hard match and how we can be able to perform the hard match in Microsoft Entra hybrid identities. Correct. So for hybrid, we will require an on-premises and cloud both. So this is just a basic theory. After this, we will move forward for a lab. Okay, moving forward. What is a hard match? So hard match is basically link between on-premises AD user object to a cloud user object using immutable ID and source anchor. So basically immutable ID is the ID, like it could be an object ID or it could be MSDS consistency grid, which has been there in the on-premises AD Connect. Okay, that will be a source anchor of your AD Connect. What prevent duplicate account in the hybrid environment. For example, there is a duplicate proxy address or user principal name or same account name that has been duplicated, that cannot be do a duplication itself. Like immutable ID will be the one, every user will have a separate object ID and separate immutable ID, so that's why we are taking immutable ID. And the same for the source anchor, like object ID will always be a source anchor, or the MSDS consistency grid will be the source anchor for the same. Moving forward, it will establish ownership between on-premises and cloud identities. So the hard match will establish an ownership, like it will convert immutable ID or it will share the immutable ID with our on-premise between our on-premises and cloud entities. Tell intra, this cloud user belongs to the on-prem user. Like this hard match will surely inform that the on-premises user and the cloud user both are same, doing the MSDS, doing that immutable ID as it is in a on-prem itself. Okay, you can see the diagram. On-premises AD users, cloud user, that will be converted as same with the help of hard match. Okay, moving forward, how hard match works. So basically, hard match processes, we need to check our source anchor, that will be in our new AD Connect, that will be MSDS consistency grid. You can be able to change it manually or customize it also. Previously it was object GUID, but now we are using MSDS consistency grid. We need to convert it into base 64 string, as source anchor will be object ID, for example. So you need to, the object ID will be in the hash form itself. We need to change it to base 64 string. Then we need to check the cloud user's immutable ID value. Okay, then we need to match these both values. Okay, so the source anchor will be double equal to the immutable ID, then the hard match will work. Okay, so we have a couple of commands. We will just run those commands using PowerShell. I will help you with those commands. Once that has been done, we can be able to successfully activate our hard match things. Okay, hard match compare unique values from on-premises and cloud users, like that the immutable ID will be the unique one. Matching values link cloud objects to the on-premises entity. Cloud object become managed by on-prem ID, like the cloud user which has been there, that will be there in the on-prem also. We can match both the user. Update cloud properties with the on-premises values. Okay, you can be able to update the cloud properties, whatever you are updating in the on-prem. For example, if you change mobile number, then in the cloud also the mobile number will be changed. Okay, this is the way when hard match is being needed. So reconnecting or recreated user, for example, if any user has been disconnected, the user which is already syncing from your on premises towards the cloud, if that has been disconnected, you can use the hard match to match both immutable IDs, and that will be again start working. Converting cloud only users, for example, if you have a cloud user which has already been there in the cloud and you want to create, you want to sync, you want to make that particular user as a synced user. So first you need to create the same user in the on-prem, then with the help of immutable ID you can be able to convert this cloud only user into the synced user, or merging existing account. So for example, an account has been there in on-prem and in the cloud also. We need to sync that both, you need to sync that both account, or you need to merge that both account with the same immutable ID. That can also be done with hard match. We will see these three cases itself in our lab itself also. Okay, moving forward, difference between soft match and hard match, the basic things. Soft match, matching attribute will be for soft match user principal name and proxy address. For hard match, it will be immutable ID or the source anchor. Soft match will be done automatically, nothing manual stuff is being needed, but hard match we need to set the immutable ID via PowerShell. it cannot be done via GUI. We need to use PowerShell only to match the immutable ID. Okay, common use case, basically matching a new object ID from on-premises ID to existing cloud object. This is the basic case. When soft match fails or manual merging of the existing account fails, we need to rely with the we need to go for the on-prem ID account, and we need to do the hard match. Risk: can create duplicate account if matching attribute are not the unique or constant. Okay, means if these attribute are not unique or constant, then it could be create a duplicate, but it is very minimal chances if it got duplicate. Okay, this is a precisely and safe as it directly link object IDs using a unique immutable ID identifier. So soft match is a default method, and hard match provides you the granular control for the specific scenarios. So if you are relying on soft match, it is a menu automatic stuff, so you cannot have the control on it. But hard match, as you are doing with the PowerShell, you need to take the immutable ID and other things, so you have a granular control on that particular process. On our lab, so this is my on-prem ID. I have a forest which has been there, cloudknowledge.in. I have created some OUs, and this is ID Connect OU. I'm having two OUs under that. One is non-sync OU, one is synced OU. All have the same users and groups over there. So we will just first we need to see, like I will do one thing. I will just remove one of the user from here, and we will just restore that user in the on-prem side. Okay, so just for your update, you need couple of things, like you need to install your graph module. If you require the thing, I will paste the command in the comment. You can install the graph module from there, and you can work on the graph. Okay, moving forward, I will move this user to the non-sync OU. Once it is been moved, you can see I have moved two users from sync to non-sync OU, and then I will open my PowerShell. Here I will start sync sync ready sync cycle hyphen policy type delta, and I will hit enter. So this will force sync for me. You can see here the sync will be get it started. Okay, so once this has been sync starts, we can be able to export is in progress. In the import, you can see two users has been deleted. Here you can see deleted connection, metaverse deleted objects. Then in the export, which is in progress, two users are deleted. And in the cloud also, you can be able to find these users are deleted. If I will just move towards the cloud, move to Entra ID, users, deleted users, you can see. Okay, now till now I think it is under export. Yeah, export successful. I will just refresh the page, and we can be able to find but both the users, correct? These both users we have deleted, right? So now you need to run one more cycle. Why? That is the reason. First cycle is to delete those users. How AD Connect will get a confirmation that users are deleted? So you need to run another cycle. Like if that is the case, otherwise you will get deleting object type of error will be there. Deleting object is being like the AD Connect cannot be able to delete the users. Like if you restore directly after another cycle, before another cycle, sorry, then you will get an error that AD Connect could not be able to delete those users as those are the cloud users now. So that's why I always keep remember you need to run another cycle before that, so that AD Connect can get a confirmation, okay, these users are deleted successfully. Nothing need to be worry about that. So we have deleted these users. Now we will restore these both users. Okay, so we have restored both the users. If you just check Shivam 1, okay, where we have 1 or 101, anything. Okay, 101 I will type, so that will be easy. I think this is the one. So you can see in the properties, on-prem sync is being disabled, correct? And if you want, you can go ahead and check the audit logs also when it was disabled. So user was deleted, you can see the same user was deleted, and directory sync is already to fault action taken by directory sync. And after some time you can be able to find that also that users has been restored and it has become a cloud user now. Correct? So in the properties you can see the directory sync has been no. The same you can see in the admin center also. In the admin center, if we refresh this page, like for mailbox and other thing, if we have enabled any kind of mailbox with these users, so you can be able to find those users under deleted state here also. Just verify for the sake of confirmation. Okay. Okay, we have restored. Sorry, my bad. So like we have restored, so you need to just enable here sync status. Okay, and if I will just confirm for 101 SHI has been missed, you can see the sync status which says cloud only user. Correct? So this has now become a cloud only user. Now what we need to do, we need to convert this cloud only user to an on-prem user. For that, first we need to go to our CMD. So what we need to do in the CMD, user administrator, first I will run dir to check what are the directories I have. Then I will go to desktop. Okay, so I have there in desktop. Now we need to get the details of this. Okay, this is the user on which we are working. We will move to users attribute, user principal name. This is the UPN. So I doesn't have that uh, domain itself, that's why user principal name is like that. Okay, so I need to go to our CMD, run one command ldifde space -f space export.txt space r space -r, sorry, and then double inverted comma, we should start bracket, user principal name equals to the one which we have copied right now. Then we need to put the star, this one, and then bracket closed. Okay, space -l, and in double inverted comma we need object GUID and user 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 principal name. Okay, I will maximize this also, so you can see id I lidifde -f. So basically what this command will do, this command will help us to export this user's object GUID and user principal name in a hex value that we are thinking to convert. No, we does not need to convert here, it will automatically convert and help us with the direct immutable ID that we are going to enter in our cloud side. Okay, just hit enter, it will check to your server, then it will log into your current user, it will export a directory, search for the entries, writing out this entries, and one entry will be exported. Okay, so now we will again do a dir. You can be able to find in the dir export.txt has been there. Now if you want to open from the CMD, you can go here itself also. I will just minimize, I will go back to my desktop, and you can see we have a notepad file. Okay, in this we have the distinguished name of that particular user, change type is add, object GUID is this, and the user principal name of ID is this. Okay, we will move forward for PowerShell. So first of all we need to connect our mg graph. Okay, so all your application should be there to connect with the mg graph, and the application should have all the graph API permission that are required. Okay, so moving forward we will connect graph, not mg graph. Okay, my graph has already been connected, and you can see connected by a delegate access using this. Okay, so all the delegate access I have already been provided. If you have not, please go to your API delegate API app mg graph add and provide the delegate permissions over there. Moving forward, so once it has been connected, we need to update our we need to write the query here. Okay, so the query is update hyphen mg user space hyphen user. If it comes, yes, user principal name. I'm using tab, so that will be easy for us. We need to provide the user principal name of the cloud user. Always remember, not an on-prem user. It will be a cloud user. On premises, distinguished name, immutable ID was there. On premises, immutable ID, correct? And we need to provide the from the file or the object GUID that we have exported. Like this has already been a converted file. So we will just copy this to our PowerShell. We will paste the immutable ID, okay, and we will hit enter. So now once we have done this, so for a confirmation from the Graph API side, it will ask us to give the object ID of this particular user. Okay, for object ID, we will just move back to our intra and we will just copy the object ID. Okay, here you can see is asking user ID. User ID means object ID of this particular user. Okay, I think that was not copied. I have just copied the user principal name of that user. I will just copy the object ID of that user and I will paste here. Okay, it has been done now. Hit enter and you can see it has been updated. So this is that ID which has been updated now. So we will just refresh this. So it has been done now. Now we will run our delta sync. Start hyphen ad sync cycle hyphen policy type delta. If you want to run initial, just enter the policy type as initial, or if you want delta, then you need to run the delta itself. So after some time we will have an update here. You can see the import has been done. Here also the delta import started, which is in progress, and the synchronization is also being done. Export is in progress. Okay, but now here is a check. We have missed one thing. What we have missed? We have not sent our user sync. Correct. So we need to move this user from non-sync OU to sync OU, from dev 001 to dev 01. You can see 001, it has been now here. Now I again need to run the delta sync as we have not checked that before. Now we can be able to find an update here. If you have see, I have checked, we doesn't have any changes here. If you see now as I import, you can see add has been there, right? And just wait for a couple of minutes. It will be get updated in the connector flows also. And now in export, it is running. So you can be able to find that here as well. Now we will refresh this page and see the properties. So many of the time it happens like uh, it will not show you the yes here. So what is the check here? So what we need to do, we need to update any of the attribute in our on-prem. So like this has been there, you can see in the cloud side, it is been showing till now it has no, right? And we have run the sync also. So what we will do, we will just do some changes in our on-prem user attributes. It could be anything. So basically what I am just going to update some random mobile number. Okay, it has been done. We will apply, click OK. Now again we will run the delta sync here. Just wait for it and you can be able to find that it has been yes also, and you can be able to work by that particular user also. You can see updated. Moving forward, once the cycle has been completed, you can be able to find that that user is been now a on-prem user. You can see it is an updated here, and once it is been, so this is a normal scenario that we have done. After this we will do one scenario on which we will update the cloud only user, the user that is a cloud only user, and we will update that with the on-prem. Okay, now we will move back, we will refresh this page, and you will be able to see a miracle that this user has been converted as an on-prem user, and you can see the number which we have added is also been here itself. Okay, now what we will do, we will just go back. Okay, for this user we will do it. Okay, we will say Shivam101 such IVM101. Okay, now you can see this user has been there, and we have successfully done yes also, and this immutable ID has been updated. Now what we need to do, we will delete this user from here. Okay, we have deleted this user, and you can be able to see this user under deleted users. Okay, here now what we will do, we will user, we will add a filter saying as on-prem sync enable says no. So these are the couple of accounts that I have, and what we will do, we will take this user, not this user, we will take one cloud only user. Sorry, it was my miss. On premises sync enable no, save it. We will take this user. Okay, for example, just go to the properties of this user. You can see the immutable ID sync is no. So this is the main user. So for example, you have created a user in the cloud, and you want this should be an on-prem user, or you want to match the same with on-prem user. Okay, so I am not going to create another user. The process will be same. You need to create the same user in the on-prem, and you need to match the immutable ID. We will just go and check the same over there, how it works and how we can be able to do that. Okay, so what I will do, I will just with this object ID, I will reforce here, and I will try to sync that particular user. First we will get an error. Why we will get that error, that I will also tell you that. So moving forward, I will just search for Shivam101. Shivam101. Okay, that has been deleted. Here itself we have, right, and we have this user, correct. Now we will go to our on-prem. Here itself already all the commands are there. So we have already connected, right? You need to follow the same process over there. I'm not going to reconnect and all. We will just remove this name, okay, and we will just copy this and we will paste here. So this is now our user principal name that we want to update, and this is our on premises immutable ID. We will just press enter. It will ask us an object ID of that particular user. We will give the object ID and again enter. Here it will give us an error. What it will give an error? Another object ID with the same value of the properties and the on premises as the immutable ID is already exists. This is giving as this user is currently in the soft delete test. This has not been removed permanently from the cloud, so we need to delete it permanently. Once you have deleted this permanently, it has been gone from everywhere. Now you can be able to run this again, and you need to again provide the object ID of that particular user, and this has been updated. Now you can see here, you need to refresh this. Once you have refreshed, you can be able to find the immutable ID with this particular user. Properties, you can see we have forced the immutable ID. Already the sync status is no, but we have forced the immutable ID here. Now what we will do, we will run the delta sync. Okay, this has been done. Now it will start syncing the delta sync. Here is also one catch. Some of the details will not be updated, as we have a limitation from the Azure, and as that the UPN and the mail ID will only be updated if we have a verified domain. Right now I doesn't have verified domain in my disk tenant, so that is the reason it will not be updated. But many of the details that we have updated for this user, that will be enforced from our on-premises. You can see delta import has been there, synchronization is going on, and export, we have a update in export, right? You can see the update has been there. Now we will just refresh the page. You can see the user has been updated at 7101. Already, as I told, this UPN will not be updated, as the reason this we can't be able to update, as I doesn't have the verified domain. So due to the proxy kelsey has been there in the backend on the Microsoft, that will not be enforced to change this. That's why we can't be update the user principal name. But apart from that, you can see the mobile number that we have updated, email ID, as the email ID is not present in this particular ID. So that is why the email ID has been enforced, and we can be able to find the email ID here. So apart from this, and you can see the on-premises sync is also been enabled. The on-premises last directory sync is just now, and we have the sync name, the immutable ID, the user ID, security, everything has been updated from on-premises. So like this, you can be able to perform the hard match. And if you just go to this page also, if you just remove this, if you just search for user 17101 now, you can be able to find the user here also, but the UPN will be different. And the sync status also you can be able to see, that is sync from on-premises. So like that, you can be able to use the hard match, and you can be able to complete your stuffs. Many other things are there that you can be able to use with hard match and complete your methods, and that will be synced to from on-premises towards the cloud also. Hope this lab find you helpful, so you can try and let us know. Forward, what is the best practice and summary? So for best practice, use MSDSC consistency grid as a source anchor. So by default, AD Connect is using MSDS consistency grid as a source anchor. Disabling matching features when not needed. So you can disable the matching feature whenever not needed. Verify hard match after implementation. So for example, hard match has been implemented, you need to verify that the hard match and directly sync has been enabled for the cloud user or not. We will go and we will check. Okay, so this is basically the summary that we have done, and we can be able to move with this summary itself. Okay, so these are the summary thing. Hard match is essential for maintaining data integrity and all, providing granular control for the specific scenario like reconnecting and recreating of the user, enable merging existing cloud and on-premises accounts, convert cloud merge objects to on-premises managed objects. So these are some points that is been needed. If you find this video helpful and you use these hard match in your environment, please like, share and comment us what you have done, and if you have any trouble on doing the same also, please write us, we will help you out on that. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, so and hit the bell icon so you will get most recent update that we are